Hello to all of you out there in this great big world of social media. Yes, this is your brother Dana coming to you from the city of Chicago. Shalom to all of you beautiful, precious, chosen children of the Most High Yah. You know, I want to share why it's so easy for me to embrace your beauty and to embrace the truth of who you really are. And that is because of the things that the young men and women that I have been around and mentoring these past 26 years, and then as well as you, my black brothers and sisters who are actually the true chosen Hebrews, the things that you have taught me who have made me who I am today. And I'm not taking away from the incredible characteristics and stuff that my mom and dad and my grandparents taught me. But there are some things that they taught me, but I truly learned what it means to be after living with you, my black brothers and sisters, my Hebrew family members, over these past 26 years. And one of those things is loyalty. I told a couple Hebrew brothers that I was on the phone with the other night that I'll be 48 in the next couple of weeks, and these brothers are probably in their upper 20s, and so they're young men to me. And I told them one thing that the young men and women in my life, when I started mentoring and moved into the inner city at the age of 21, it was the young kids coming to the church where I was opening the doors for them to play basketball. And yet, even some of them that were involved, many of them at some point, in gangs and stuff, they taught me loyalty. They taught me that they will go down and take time to save one of their brothers, one of their fellow gang members. And then I look at loyalty amongst my white family members, and last night during the debate and even throughout pretty much the last 3.5 years of President Trump's presidency, you'll see what loyalty is in the white community and culture, and even in the white evangelical community. They'll give up loyalty to where I have finally come to understand to save themselves. President Trump has degraded over and over all of his own close friendships and friends, and I don't know them, I've never met them when they go down, because there's a lack of loyalty within the white, and especially in the white evangelical family members of mine. Because I used to think that, where is your loyalty? Is it your faith or is it the flag? And so even if we look at those two things, where is their loyalty? Is it really in their faith in Christianity, or is it in the flag and what the flag represents, which I believe it represents this empire of the United States of America, where white supremacy reigns. And its God is the economy. Because when you hear the Republicans speak, last night when you heard President Trump speak, and again, I am not pro-Trump or pro-Biden, I am pro the Most High Yah, that this election is not up to white man's vote of Democrat or Republican. This election is the Most High Yah's. It is God's election. And He has elected now judgment to come upon white America and evangelicalism, which I do not believe at all whites who are evangelicals pledge their loyalty, because the Bible says this: no man can serve two masters. See, white evangelicals think that's money and God. But when you boil down what Trump stated over and over, and what you Republicans, evangelicals want over and over, is to save the businesses. Because if the businesses go down, so does the economy. In no place there are you concerned about the people that go down. Why? Because your God is the economy, which is represented by the flag. Which is why you'll burn a cross, is why you'll use a cross to put fear in your black family members' lives by burning it in their front yard, by burning it at lynchings, by coming out of the church and gathering for a picnic together. And during that picnic where you're having Christian fellowship, you would hang black brothers and sisters because you justified that they did something to deserve that immediate judgment because they did not comply or submit to your white superiority. But where's your loyalty? Let me, maybe this is just my own opinion that I think your loyalty is to your economy, which actually is selfish. It's just about you. So what is the definition of loyalty? Definition is giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person or institution. Loyalty is genuinely having their best interests at heart and ensuring that relationship is reciprocal. Where is your loyalty? To the flag or to your faith in Jesus Christ or to your religion of Christianity? Faith. Is it faith? So I decided to look up some characteristics of the Pharisees. And these are some characteristics of the Pharisees that I would like for you as my white evangelical family members to see if you are closer to their characteristics or if you're closer to the characteristic of your Savior that you follow in the name of Jesus Christ. I call Yeshua HaMashiach. 1, they threw aside God's commandments and made their commandments doctrine. So you throw aside the commandments of Christianity because your true doctrine is in the Constitution. Number 1 example, Jesus says, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Jesus told, I believe it was Peter, to put your sword away. When Peter tried to use the sword to directly defend Jesus from the Roman soldiers arresting him. Put your sword away. Today he'd say, put your gun away. You don't listen to Christ. You made up your own commandments, just like the Pharisees did. They're called the Constitution. They were more concerned with outer purity rather than inner purity or purity of the heart. You dress up for church, yet when you walk out, you watched our black brothers and sisters being lynched. You see them getting gunned down by police officers. You see them suffering injustice, and you don't care. You will allow the filth of words and degrading to come out of the mouth of President Trump, and you cheer or you overlook it. So if you overlook it, you're actually cheering it. You're just concerned somebody might think you really are on the inside, but you want to. That's why you can walk around. That's why President Trump can say, I'm the least racist person. I'm sorry, President Trump. I'm far less racist than you. And yet, I still have a ways to go. Because when you swim in water of white privilege, it's like a fish trying to explain to a fish or taking out everything that he lives in, which is water. White supremacy is the very water that we whites and blacks have had a swim in, but it's for our advantage. They tithe on herbs, which is good, but more important, matters like justice and love for God were overlooked. You love to give Christmas presents. You love to send money to Africa for the poor, starving children. You love to support these missionaries. But yet in this country, you kill the very people that are trying to get into our country for protection of the country they're living in, where you send missionaries to. You fight for the very child that is unborn, for him to live. And once this child is born, you wash your hands of him. You don't fight for justice. You fight for you. They made people fall. Jesus said that they were like hidden graves that made unsuspecting people fall in them. I don't have time to break down all of the systems of white systematic racism and white privilege that we have made in this nation so that our black brothers and sisters will always fall. We will do everything we can do, and you see it. We change the rules. We change the goalpost. We change the touchdown goal line. We change everything so that everybody will fail except for us, white supremacists. And then you take this gospel of Christianity across the world and you set up all those individuals you share it with for failure because you make them believe that they're inferior to white supremacy, the race of whiteness. They did not want people to be healed on the Sabbath that God made for man, but yet they would take out their own ox if it fell in a pit on the Sabbath. You care more about animal rights. You care more about your enjoyment of football than you do about how our black family members are being treated and being killed unjustly. You care more about your flag than you do about those who kneel in protest of the injustice, not that's delivered from the flag, but delivered from you, white evangelicals. They burdened people with unnecessary traditions and did not raise a finger to help. Our systems again have been created to burden, destroy, hinder, and stop our black family members. And then you call them lazy. You call them no-goods. You think that it's our black brothers and sisters and illegal immigrants that make up the majority of welfare. But if you truly look at it, it is you, white evangelical family members, that make up the majority of welfare. They took away the key of knowledge. You made lies about our black family members. You took knowledge away. You took the knowledge of who they really are. You've taken away the knowledge of who really built this nation. I'm not just talking about off the backs of slaves. I'm talking about the inventors. I'm talking about the creators. I'm talking about the dreamers. I'm talking about all the things that our black brothers and sisters have done that has made this country what it is. And without them, white America, you would be living in the huts that you claim that our black brothers and sisters were living in and still live in Africa. I've been to Africa several times. Technology, they got us beat in many places. They devoured widows' homes. You have destroyed our black family communities. And when they were prospering, just like Black Wall Street, you bombed it and you shot them down in a matter of days. You don't care about them. You don't even care about your own widows and those who are older, because according to you, some of them will have to die in order to keep our economy alive. They went on land and sea to convert people, and they made those converts twice a child of hell as themselves. You have brainwashed and colonized nation after nation. in the name of your white supremacist God. And after you colonized it, you left them with the lies of Christianity and you took away their land. They talked and did nothing. They even praised God with their lips and their hearts were far from Him. You join Franklin Graham to pray and to fast that God will heal this land, but your hearts of racist evil and unjust and wickedness is so far from the heart of the true God. Judge a tree by its fruit. I can look at the life of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, and I can look at the life of Trump followers, white evangelical family members. And obviously, there's a huge disparity. They were fools, blind guides, and hypocrites. John the Baptist called them vipers. Trump, blind, fool, hypocrites. See, and I say Trump not just to call Trump out. I call Trump because he's a resemblance of those he leads. And who does he lead? White, evangelical, Christian family members of mine. They were fools and blind guides. Why? Because you're following somebody that is blind. Why? Because your heart is so far from God you cannot even see or hear the truth. They love to tempt, accuse, and oppose Jesus. Look what you do to our black family members. I have heard videos where you have told the guy to get on his knees, and when he's on his knees, you told him to raise his hands, and when he raises his hands, you told him to lean against the car, and when he got up to go lean against the car, you told him that no, I said to stay on your knees, and you shoot him. You set up every trap you can set up. I shared the story of a young man, Chris, who was falsely accused of some robbery, and you told him to go get a job. He got the job, but then you said, no, it should have been the same job he had before you wrongly arrested him and locked him up for a month. But yet, then you said he needs to go to counseling. He went to counseling, and then you said he was breaking some of his movement, and you were trying to tempt and set him up every way you can. Why? So you can hide your wickedness. You love the highest seats in the public greetings in the market because they were selfish. That's the bottom line. White evangelical family members, you're selfish. Your loyalty is to you. And you want to know why? I went up and I looked at the code, Title 4 Code of the Flag and Seal, Seat of Government and the States. That's what it's called. Code Title 4, Flag and Seal, Seat of the Government and the States. So let me read you just a couple of the codes that if you were loyal to your flag, as you say you are, you would be following. You would be leaders. Because, see, my loyalty goes to the Most High Yah. That is why you hear me now in this truth, beginning to speak out this truth. In my loyalty to Him, I'm leaving behind the pagan holidays such as Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, because my loyalty is not to America, is not to white Christianity, is not to the Christianity of today. But my loyalty is to the Most High Yah and the truth that I have now been revealed to in Him, that also shows me that our black brothers and sisters are the true Hebrews. So now my loyalty better be evident in the way I live, the things I say, and who I constantly and consistently join forces with. So you say it's to the flag. That's why you degrade our black brothers and sisters when they kneel or do not bow down to it. But let me read what your code says. A few standards under the Flag Code Title 4. The flag should never be used as wearing apparel, bedding, or drapery, or decoration in general. Guilty! I've seen your face masks in your rallies with the American flag. I see you draping it as a cape. I see you printing it on your beer commercials that you love to watch during your football games. A flag should never be used as wearing apparel. The flag should never be used for advertising purposes in any manner whatsoever. Oh, but your great American beers and your great American cars display in their advertisements the flag. But yet your code of ethics, if you're loyal to your flag, says that it should never be used for advertising purposes in any manner whatsoever. It should not be embroidered on such articles as cushions, handkerchiefs, and the like, printed or otherwise impressed on paper napkins. I go to 4th of July events with you white evangelicals in the past. All your napkins had the American flag. The plates had American flags. And then when you're done, they were ripped up, tore up, and tossed away. Where's your loyalty? It's definitely not to your faith. And now, I don't really believe it's to your flag, because the fruit of what it means to be loyal to the flag, obviously, no flag, no part of the flag, should ever be used as a costume or an athletic uniform. Oh, wow. The Olympics, you put that flag. However, a flag patch may be affixed to the uniform of military personnel, firemen, policemen, and members of a patriotic organization. The flag represents a living country and is itself considered a living thing. Would you put a living thing on a paper plate that you're going to toss away? Therefore, the lapel flag pin, being a replica, should be worn on the left lapel near the heart. So, white evangelicals, I've read now what it means to be loyal to your faith and what it means to be loyal to your flag, and yet it looks like you're loyal to yourself. And that is why you yourself will face the justice and the judgment of the Most High True God. And your flag and all that it represents, your faith of your white supremacist God of Christianity, and now yourself will not be able to stand up against the true and living Most High Yah. To them who have an ear to hear, I praise the Most High Yah for that. Otherwise, to the rest of you who reject what the Most High Yah would love to say through His Word, black and white, I say to you, may the Most High Yah, may God have mercy on you. Shalom.